As always, I start these programs, podcasts, pieces of information off with a bit of atmosphere. And everywhere in the world there is that. But here I am in Chiang Mai, and I'm recording this after being at the Café De Sot, or Café De Sot. Now, I might break this up into a few pieces because I've heard about Café De Sot before from perhaps at least one YouTube video or YouTuber, well, both, a YouTuber on YouTube, where else? And I didn't really know what it was like. I think I'd heard it was popular. Where I've been staying, or where I am maybe staying, depending when this goes out, is in the same area of Santitham, but not too close, but not far at all really, like a 10-minute walk probably, or maybe 10-15 minute walk, but it's still the same area, I believe. And I didn't know much about it, apart from it was a popular place for people to go, and I believe for foreigners to go, expats, phalangs. And just to say, I was there today. This is not my first time, and there was a lot of foreigners, or white foreigners, but there was also a lot of Asian foreigners, and a few Thais, from what I could work out. But it's got a brilliant sort of outdoor space, but that is because it leads on to a school for the deaf. Now that is one part of this place, but it's also pretty good value, and I was kind of put off by it at first, because when I looked in to it a few weeks ago, I might have stumbled across it and suddenly realised I was in that area, or where it is. Because there's a vegetarian restaurant, vegan and vegetarian restaurant, not too far from it. So I think that day I'd walked from that and then saw, this is that place that people talk about, Café De Sot. And so, I looked in. I wasn't too sure. It seemed busy, not crowded, but busy in the fact that quite a few tables were taken up. And it felt like, I'm not sure if I want to go there. It felt like it could be a bit fancy. Maybe it was, 1 second, a bit of atmosphere, there's a car, and we've got a motorbike, one of these motorbike vehicles with a sort of a sidecar aspect to it. And then of course, probably if you listen carefully, you would have listened to, or would have heard maybe the odd bird. This is Chiang Mai. You've got nature mixed with city life, I would describe it as. So I went there. Ultimately I went there, but not that day. That day when I saw Café De Sot, it didn't kind of had the vibe that I wanted for settling in with my laptop. I can't remember if I had my laptop that day, but just sitting down, being creative. I can see people probably have meetings of some sort in there, but it's very it's an interesting mix of a place, and I think I'll save this for another episode, because it warrants that, and I didn't want to sort of do a long episode about this when firstly these are early days for this podcast. So okay, and we're getting to a noisy area, so I'm going to do a part 2 regarding this Café De Sot and the attached deaf school for the deaf. Okay, speak in the next one. I'll leave you with a bit of Atmos as usual. I'm sorry if it's mostly drilling.